Waiting for it. Yay! Yay! Hi, everybody. We are live. We are the movie couple, and we're joined today by our very special friends, Robert and Vanessa from Late to the Party.
Woo!
How are you?
So happy to be here.
We're good.
We're good. We're great. We're great now.
Thank you guys so much for making the time to do this. I know it's like I took forever to try to figure out exactly what it was. I was just like, can I just add people? I can't. So like, I actually tested out with Dustin. Why I didn't do that sooner, I don't know. But we tested out, and I was like, oh, it's that easy? I just have to send them the link. Well, okay. And then I literally, right after we tested, I texted you guys.
Yeah, it's kind of the frontier that us have, the ones that edit all their videos on YouTube are trying to break in now to this live format. And there is a little bit of learning involved that we haven't even come to yet. But you did it. You got us on the live stream.
We did it.
We're crossing the streams.
Technology works.
So what's up with you guys? Like, give us an update of what you guys have been up to.
Just kind of like your normal routine. We both still work, luckily, so that's basically our life right now. And then, I don't go anywhere. I just stay. I'm like a hermit now.
Yeah, she's locked away in the homestead, just working nonstop. But yeah, really it comes down to what we do in the shadows. That's pretty much it. That's all we're doing right now. Yeah. Doing reactions for that just because there's no news really. But this week there was a little bit of news.
Mm-hmm.
I think the bit of news is when Jermaine Clement like retweeted you guys this meme. Hello.
So yeah,
so good.
Talk about being late to the party. I realized how to make like GIFs and scenes from movies fun with subtitles. Like I learned I could do that. So I did that. The very first one we put out, Jermaine Clement retweeted it. And yeah, that's something that I think you're going to see more of on our social networking.
I like that you guys did that because I watched it. I know it's just a short little clip.
Sure.
You guys did two of them, but like the Arizona one.
Arizona.
We're from Arizona.
From Tucson, Arizona.
And that's where we're from, so it makes it all the more sweeter. What We Do in the Shadows, everyone needs to watch it. Watch their reviews too of it. I love that show so much.
We're crossing streams right now.
Yeah.
And this one time, it is okay. Nothing's blowing up.
Cross the streams.
Do you guys have Disney Plus? I don't remember if we talked about it.
D23, 3 years.
Yeah, we got the 3-year commitment to it.
Yeah, nice. Us too. We actually just got done. We had breakfast this morning. We're like, let's watch Gallery. So we actually got to watch that this morning. It was about the cast. And it
is so cool to hear from all of the different cast members.
Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to see what they add into the Gallery series. So if we're going to do like Falcon and the Winter Soldier and cover that, or we're going to do Scarlet Witch and Vision, their show, like Obi-Wan, I would totally love a Gallery for Kenobi. Like that's
just being able to see all of that, because just being able to see the behind the scenes, the passion and the enthusiasm and all of the cool stuff that just went into this. Mm-hmm. And especially with the actors when they're talking about, one, having to work with a helmet the entire time and having people who are specialized in the action and having it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
The intricacy is definitely vast when it comes to this television side of Star Wars, the episodic side of Star Wars versus the cinematic. And it's great to have a window for us to be able to look in on it with galleries.
Yeah, and I always geek out a little bit when they're shooting in front of that huge screen set, and then they also have like the screen on top. And I'm just like, that is so cool. How can you not feel like you're on another planet with this kind of setup?
Yeah.
So it's
immersion.
Yeah, exactly.
Immersion brings it out of you, I feel like Gandalf. I feel like he would have been a little bit better, filming his scenes if he had this kind of intricacy for Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Like, could you imagine like bringing it out of him to be on a set like this versus just green screens? Because it ended up breaking his heart, having to act with nothing there.
Yeah,
essentially.
It's really amazing, and I love that we're getting a behind the scene because I really hadn't seen anything shot quite like that before, and that they're not just using like your typical green screen, blue screen, whatever sound. Like, they're on a sound stage, but it's really innovative, and I love seeing like production breakdowns like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the last time I ever saw that they did it behind the scenes was for the movie Oblivion, where they actually used screens and real like light that pictures and stuff when Tom Cruise is in like the spaceship thing.
Yeah, that was one of the big moments visually that we noticed for behind the scenes of them actually using projectors for the actors themselves.
It's so cool. I wish this was like an ongoing series, just like give us more. I know we're getting already 3 episodes. Okay. I think we only have a total of 5 more left.
I think they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those shots to where, Mondo is right in his spaceship and the whole background is space and you get to see the ship that's chasing him in the background and you still can kind of see him like looking behind him and it's just like hilarious to see and so awesome. You're like, I want to do that.
I can see like just one of the crew members like trying to watch the monitor and be like, so just a little motion
sickness.
That's probably true too.
So we have a lot of topics to get to today, but we also missed a super chat last week from Hannah. So before we get into topics, I wanted to ask you guys, and I want to make sure I put that out there. So sorry about that, Hannah. I don't know what happened, but Hannah's question was, do you have a favorite non-Disney cartoon? Hannah's favorite is Anastasia, which is a great choice.
Fantastic choice.
I love Anastasia.
Yeah.
I think one of the other ones that I actually really loved when I was a kid was Thumbelina. I actually love Thumbelina. That was like one of the ones that I would watch, constantly. That was non-Disney. And then, American Tail. There we go. That's
I remember American Tail. I remember at Universal. At Universal Studios they had this whole Feifel playground and this whole Feifel show. And I actually have a friend that used to be in that show, and she was like one of the puppets.
I have a picture in existence of me and Feifel in his Feifel Goes West outfit from the live show at Universal Studios that they did for Feifel Goes West. And yes, it was amazing. Such a good time as a kid watching that show. That wasn't Disney. It was American Tail. But for me, I'd have to say, and I was kind of confused by the question because it's like, TV show or movie, like which one do I pick? Well, it just so happens my pick actually covers both G.I. Joe, the movie, and G.I. Joe, the show. I was avid. The toys, the storyline, the music, what ends up happening in the movie in relation to where we were with the show. Like there's conclusion when it comes to the movie. But for me, G.I. Joe, it's one of those ones that I always kept near and dear to my heart. But real Ghostbusters also, in terms of toys and cartoon, were some of my favorites.
I love the fact that, too, in the real Ghostbusters, how they just continued the story from the first movie.
Oh, yeah. And
I just loved how that story progressed.
Yeah.
So, but for me, what is it? There's so many of them out there, too. I was thinking like How to Train Your Dragon, Shrek. Those are some of the newer ones that recently come up, but I grew up on like Ninja Turtles. That was my life for so long. The cartoon, I loved it and watched every single episode. Actually, if I go back to my parents' house, I'm sure I could find the box set that I have of all of the original 80s Ninja Turtle cartoons on VHS.
Did you ever go to Burger King and you would get the tape, the VHS that had like 2 cartoon episodes, and there was like a collection of 4 you could get?
Yep. Actually, some of those are in there as well.
I think we just aged ourselves.
So good though. Those were the days. That's how we did it. We could have just go online. We had to go hunt it down and get a value meal from KidVid over at Burger King.
I remember too, like when Burger King and McDonald's, and they had like really good value meal, like gift with purchase or whatever. They had these like collectible Disney animation like glasses, actual glass, not plastic, that they would have them. They would rotate them. Now we get like plasticky crap, and I'm just like, you put a sticker on it, it maybe works, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
I know the collections were way better back in the day, especially when you got like Burger King did such a good job when they did like their special themed stuff.
Yeah.
For when they're like supporting things. Like I remember, back in the day with Pokemon, like they had like the special like Pokeball, and then you had like the little gold thing that you would buy, and you get like different Pokemons.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, what happened to that? Now it's just like, here, plastic toy that you're gonna throw away because it's gonna break. Like, you know, I'm playing with it for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Or it's like an activity book. They don't even give you toys. It's just like, here, draw on this and learn about nature. Chick-fil-A.
I didn't know Chick-fil-A did stuff, but it sounds so bad.
They do, yeah. That's basically what they do.
We have a really quick thank you so much to J Carts Arts for a super chat for thank you so much. Woo! And also shout out to Geek House in the
Geek House! Joey and Avalon. Yeah, we'll do one where we get all three of us in there. That'd be fun.
Now that figured it out. Yeah, Geek House said Thumbelina is one of Avalon's favorite as well.
Perfect.
Yay. My favorite, I guess I would have to go with the Ghibli Studio stuff. That being Nausicaa and the Windy Valley being my favorite one, followed by Totoro, and then all the other ones.
Totoro. Oh, and of course, if we're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender,
the cartoon, not the live action series. That one's terrible.
I just can't wait.
Nobody watched that.
I can't wait for the live action to come out on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm so happy that they put some of the Nickelodeon shows on Netflix, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, because then now I can go back and watch it again.
I've never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender at all, so I'm looking forward to eventually going through my first time viewing.
Oh, I would.
Everyone loves it.
I would love to actually do a screening with you to where we sit down and watch some of these episodes. You watch the first couple episodes, but then there's a few episodes that I would love to get your reaction on.
And that's the thing is I'd love to give my reaction on it, but I've heard from other reactors in the past that there's copyright issues when it comes to Viacom because it was Nickelodeon and trying to do reactions with footage. And I don't mess with Viacom because they throw down the freaking strike hammer whenever they want.
Like us at Amazon Studios.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we oftentimes will review an Amazon Prime movie, Amazon Studio movie, but we won't do a reaction to it anymore because one time is more than enough. It's kind of like, no, our livelihood.
Yeah. And for everyone in the chat, they got a strike. We got a strike just for reacting to Suspiria's trailer for Amazon Studios. We'll never do a reaction to Amazon Studios ever again. And then Mackie Fam reactions, they got a strike for doing Rick and Morty reaction recently.
For their trailer.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's not like they're just playing it, they're talking about it, they're giving insights to what they're watching. That's
free advertisement for them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so if you guys don't see certain reactors doing certain properties, there's usually a reason why. It's not because they don't want to, it's because there's usually a lot more of a headache that can come with copyright strikes and whatnot. Because 3 strikes are out and nobody wants that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It takes so much to get rid of them too.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. All right, shall we get to our first topic?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so Orlando's CityWalk actually opened on May 14th with a lot of rules in place. You have to wear a face mask when you go in. They do a mandatory temperature check, and you have to practice social distancing. So the theme park is not open. It's just CityWalk for a set amount of time. I think it's from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., and only limited restaurants and shops were open. And what are you guys' thought about that? You think it's a little too early? You think, with all these practices in place, it's okay?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think at one part it is kind of a little too early to get out there because I feel like when you open it, people are going to rush to it because, it's something to do. And if there's a lot of people rushing to it, then there's not really a safe space for people to, safely be social distancing 6 feet away if it's so cram-packed. So I'm not sure if they're only limiting people to go into CityWalk. Because if they are, then that's probably better if they only limit a certain amount of people there. So that way you do have a safe distance between people when you're there.
Yeah,
and that actually might be a good way to be able to control the number of people that are actually coming through the parking gate. Because if you're being able to regulate and say, hey, you know what, unfortunately, we have hit capacity. But I don't know. I don't know if they're actually restricting how many people can go through. But, in some places, you do have to start testing the waters, especially when you have a lot of people in certain states starting to go a little stir crazy. So, you know what, to kind of get people wanting to get back out there to not make sure people don't snap, to try and get like, let's dabble in this a little bit. But yeah, they have to make sure everyone's wearing masks, temperature taking, and try to stay 6 feet away. I don't know how possible that is though.
Yeah. Here in Tucson, they just actually basically opened us up again. They're allowing salons, they're allowing restaurants to eat inside the restaurant, or you can still do pickup.
Yeah, and they're opening the malls on Monday.
Yeah, the malls are opening up, retail's opening up. Wow. So there's always that debate on whether or not it's too soon or not. But at the same time, what it comes down to is public opinion. And if public opinion is okay with people going out and basically risking it to, live their life again and have these companies make money, the companies themselves will say, well, they seem to be okay with it, so we're going to open it up. And that's what you're seeing is they want to make their money back. Everyone's hemorrhaging money across the board. So anybody that's capable, the ones that can get their hands on the sanitizers, the cleaning supplies like Universal, or the big companies that buy into work at CityWalk, you're going to end up having all these companies ready to open, while a lot of other salons and stuff, they don't have that. And they're like, we're staying closed still because we can't open right now.
Right.
Yeah.
On the, the positive side of it is like when you're doing this, people are able to go back to work so that they can make money.
Sure.
Whereas right now, when they're not working, they're not making money. So
of course.
It's kind of hard on them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the big controversy really does come when you have big companies where like the big CEOs are saying, yeah, all of you little peons go and work, but we're not going to provide any kind of safety equipment.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate, but
as a CEO, you have a responsibility to provide this for your employees. And there's some companies that are doing it, that are, making sure that their employees have masks and they're good to go and they have enough of the cleaning supplies, but some are just not caring whatsoever. And there needs to be some kind of standard, I personally think.
Yeah. And honestly, it is like people need to live. So I think kind of what you guys have said, right, is public opinion. And I think it's up to each individual to take the necessary precautions. Like if you choose to go, then choose to be smart about it. Wash your hands a lot. Don't touch your face. Wear a face mask because it's required for you to be there. If you're going to eat out, then be safe. But you have to do it at your own risk, unfortunately. Yeah. Like we don't have a say on if you're going to get if any of us are going to get the virus or not. We hope not. So we do what we can. Like I know Dustin and I, once things reopen, we probably will wait a little bit longer just to kind of see how if things can kind of, it's not just like health safety, it's also how orderly things can be, because people have been going so stir crazy that it's kind of like they just want to like rage out and be like, bye.
I think even if we got like a fully opened coming up, like on March in California, like say May 15th, I think that's when the day that the order officially ended.
Sure.
Even if everything opened up, I think Wendy and I would still be kind of like, we're going to barricade ourselves inside our house. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The responsibility doesn't end there. So a lot of other people, sure, you can go out and get your damn haircut, but the rest of us are staying at home still. Because guess what?
My haircut at home.
cut it at home if you can like Dustin. Mine gets a little crazy though.
Yeah. This hair is going to be like real long by the time I'm like out of quarantine.
I'm glad I cut my hair before.
Yeah, right before.
That was smart. And also in similar news, U.S. theaters are slowly starting to reopen, and this is according to an article on Variety. So on this past Friday, about 200 locations reopened, and that includes drive-thrus and brick-and-mortar stores, and that would be in states such as Texas, Arkansas, Georgia, Oklahoma, South Dakota. They started to ease restrictions, but most theaters, like the bigger chains like Regal, AMC, Cinemark, they're not expected to reopen until midsummer, probably in time for the release of Tenet and Mulan, which is July 17th and July 24th, respectively. So when they reopen, what do you guys think? Like in July, we would have this thing kind of handled, or you think we are going to have to delay everything again?
It really depends on how well the opening up that's happening now does. Like if they see that even though people are going out, if they see people are being careful, taking the precautions that they need, then maybe that's what they'll be like, okay, maybe it is going to be time for us to start opening those back up again.
And I just think that it's going to not be under control or handled until we get a vaccine and we're able to pretty much suppress the disease itself. So you are going to end up having this going on for a very long time. And when it comes down to it, you're going to end up having those that are willing to risk it. And yes, when a new movie comes out, we, being that is our bread and butter and it's our passion, are going to risk it to go watch these movies in the theaters and take the proper precautions. But when it comes to stuff that we don't need to risk it for, we're not gonna. But when it comes to movies, we'll take the precautions. We'll be the responsible ones there watching these movies, doing what we can to keep everyone safe so we can still enjoy the movie and then go home and do a review about it. So
go to the movies in your hazmat suit.
Sure. Early in the morning too, if you hit that like matinee time, like nobody gets up to go then, because either they have to work or they have things to do at home. So if you kind of schedule it out, that probably is like the least amount of traffic in a theater. So I think that's probably a good way to go.
Right.
Oh, and we have a super chat from Christopher Mendez. And Chris's question is, for everyone, who is your favorite Harry Potter character? What house do you belong to? And what merch do you own? I am Slytherin, and Snape is my favorite.
Ooh.
Robert and Vanessa.
I am House Hufflepuff. And then I think, yay! And then I think my favorite character is probably,
that's tough because there's just so many characters that you love for different reasons.
Yes, because I love Luna because of the way she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
But then I love Hermione because she's so strong, and she's like the level-headed of the group. Like if she wasn't there, they probably wouldn't have survived. And then I love Professor McGonagall because she doesn't take no crap from anybody. And then those are probably my three.
So mine is Remus Lupin because David Thewlis is the best. And I was very heartbroken, the way he gets killed off camera. I wanted to get a very, very victorious moment of him maybe trying to save Tonks and sacrificing himself, but it was all for naught, but instead they're just laying there dead. But Remus Lupin, and for my house, I feel like I'd never really felt like I belonged to any house. I felt like I'm the guy that's there, like working in IT. I'm working in IT at Hogwarts, and like I don't get to pick a house, or the house doesn't get to pick me. The hat doesn't get to pick me. And so, if anything, I'd probably say Ravenclaw because the Gryffindor to me is just too on the nose. Slytherin to me, you're the bad dudes. I'm not really that way in my nature.
We'll have to do the test for you.
And Hufflepuff, man, those nerds love Hufflepuff. So I'm like, I'm a step above in terms of the cool factor, and I'm going Ravenclaw.
I like how there's four of us, and I slightly expected 4 different answers, even though I knew about Vanessa and Hufflepuff, and I knew about you and
I'm
Hufflepuff
100%
as well.
a Hufflepuff.
Out of the 4 of us, we only belong to 2 houses because I also consider myself, and it's been tested, a Ravenclaw. But I think favorite character, I gotta go with Sirius Black.
Sirius Black is really cool. Honestly, the only reason why I like this particular character, my pick, is because I actually got I did a couple special events as this character, and I had the most fun with this character in my entire life. And I did Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yes!
I had like his outfit that he wore for when he was dueling. And I was doing this one birthday party, and what I did beforehand, I was like, you know what? I've never done this character before, so I took some headshots and I printed them out. And nice. I had someone that had really good handwriting write Gilderoy Lockhart.
It was me.
On them.
Yeah.
And then when I entered into the party, I was like, well, I brought you all a present. My autograph. And I was handing out autographs to people.
Perfect.
Bro, San Diego Comic-Con, man. San Diego Comic-Con. Go around, start handing them out to people. That would be so awesome.
That's funny. Oh, my gosh.
And I just loved playing that character. Just having that fun, being able to be this pompous windbag and being able and just being like the center of your universe kind of thing and expecting to be the center of everyone else's universe is so much fun.
And I could see it on you.
Brenoff did such a good job in that
Maybe we'll
role.
post a picture to Instagram of his.
Absolutely.
It's so
costume.
funny. I forgot.
And yes, Alexander Robinson, I would be a house elf. That's who I would end up being.
You have to be careful to respect your house elves because they have the power to destroy you.
Yeah, they're powerful.
But the question too, do you have any merch for it?
Merch, yeah, quite a bit. You know,
yeah. I have a wand that I got from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. One of the interactive ones. I have the Time Turner. I have the crest for all the Hogwarts houses that are for bookmarks. So I have those. I have
Harry Potter Scene It.
Where is it?
The Harry Potter Scene It. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have Harry Potter Scene It 1 and Part 2. And then when we went to the Wizarding World, we got a chocolate frog. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's Godric Gryffindor.
I'm just testing the focus on this. Oh, there we go. Come on. No, it's not going to work.
It's probably because it's all like one of those things that moves. But it's Godric Gryffindor.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Speaking of chocolate frogs, so Dorian got to visit. He went to London for some press thing. I can't remember what it was, but he was like so sweet. He's always texting me. He's like, "Do you want me to bring you something back from this place?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, Dorian, you're such a doll." So he brought me back a chocolate frog, and I have to say, having tried the chocolate frog from Universal Studios Hollywood, and now having tried one from the one in London, I guess he was on the WB lot or something. He must have been gotten it at the gift shop. The chocolate's much better over at the UK.
Everything always tastes better overseas.
I would not be surprised.
Well, I mean, everything over here is just mass produced and manufactured. Over there, they put a little bit more love into it. So it's kind of like eating pizza in New York, you know? They take pride in that. So you end up getting the best quality over there.
Agreed. And since we're on kind of like the questions, we actually have a couple of questions from Patreon. So I'm going to knock one of them out right now. And this comes from our Patreon, Courtney Rose, all the way from Australia.
Thank you.
And Courtney says, "G'day, guys. I can't do an Australian accent. I'm not going to try." She says, "I love traveling, and my next trip booked was to LA for Star Wars Celebration in August. Question for everyone. Once traveling is a possibility again, where would you like to go? Take care and be safe."
You want the short list or the long list?
Yeah, right.
Short list because we're on a limited.
Okay, short list. Definitely Disneyland Paris. I mean, we want to work our way through all of the Disneylands. So, Shanghai, Hong Kong, but yes, Paris.
I know it's a tall order, and I know it's probably going to be a pain to figure out, but I think the four of us should go to Shanghai Disney. I just think like if we invested and actually took a trip, did it together, we've done it before with Comic-Con, I'd say like, we hit up Shanghai Disney.
Think how much we would save on hotel rooms.
I agree. I agree.
Disney hotel room.
Sure.
Cool. I mean, even if we can't do something like Shanghai, even if we did something in Florida or something maybe a little bit closer,
We're going to Disney World next year.
We are going to Disney World next year.
We'll throw dates at you, and maybe it could line up. You never know.
Yeah, maybe we could
just
throw a date out there.
Bump into each other. Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing here? What a guy.
I like how Dustin's like, hey, baby steps travel before we go to international travel. Let's milk it for what we can step by step.
Yeah, because next year is the 50th anniversary for Disney World. So we wanted to go next year. That's what we were planning for like 2 years that we were going next year. It was funny enough. We were supposed to go this year, but like I was like, no, let's go next year because it's the 50th anniversary. And then we're like, oh, well, it's a good thing we just next year.
Yep.
Yeah, Universe was looking out for you guys. They're like, no. I want to save a little bit of money. Wait until next year. They're probably, because it's the 50th anniversary, they're probably going to do up the castle really, really pretty.
Ooh,
right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Although that castle in Euro Disney and Disneyland Paris, man, that castle's gorgeous.
Pretty.
Oh, you should, the castle in Tokyo is also really cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so cool just to see the different iterations of the castle that they have at different theme parks.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to lie. After you guys went to Tokyo Disney, I felt like I didn't want to go. And it wasn't because of anything bad. It was because I felt like I went with you guys. So I was like, all right, check that off. Now I'm on I know, but it dropped on the list because it's like I felt like I went with you guys.
Yeah.
But if you guys get a chance to go to Tokyo Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland, it is... Oh, I mean, Japan ruined a lot of things for me. Disney was one of them. Disney, the cleanliness of places, how polite people are, and public transportation were all destroyed when I went to what I thought of it here, as opposed to what it is in Tokyo, because it is 100 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah. The closest thing that I ever got to going to Tokyo Disney was that my sister went and she got me a pin from Disney Sea.
Oh,
I got, but I would love to go to Tokyo Disney and do Universal Studios in Japan too.
All of them.
Steps. We'll do Florida first, and then we'll do Japan.
Yeah,
like 2 years after that, because we will need money to save up for the travel.
Yeah, that's true.
We're playing the long game here, guys. Like it's gonna take us a while to do all this stuff we want to do.
Exactly. Okay, should we move on to our? Oh wait, hold on. We have a super chat. Wait.
Woo!
Thank you, Weston Iro. Woo! This is the perfect time for an Animorph revival.
Yes. Remember those books?
Oh my gosh, Animorph. Hold on, I gotta look up Animorph real quick.
Yeah, that sounds.
It's been a minute.
So if I'm remembering correctly, it's the book series in which people would turn into animals. And I just remember staring at the covers.
It's like it goes from them being human to like being the creature that they turn into. And you're like,
like the little photos that's like,
yeah. And it was
somebody turned into was an otter?
Yeah, I'm sure.
There was an eagle.
Eagle.
The eagle.
That's what I remember.
Ego.
I'm not gonna lie. I never read the books. I just looked at the covers.
I read the books.
That's kind of the same with me. And this is actually, Weston, thank you so much for the super chat, because this is actually a perfect segue into our next topic, which we're going to talk about. Percy Jackson's series is coming soon. Well, not soon, but it is coming to Disney Plus. So the author of Percy Jackson, Rick Riordan, I think is how you say his last name, Riordan. So he announced via Twitter that a Percy Jackson series is coming to Disney Plus, and it is so early in development that there's not much for him to say, except that he's excited and, quote, we can't say much more at this stage, but we're very excited about the idea of a live action series of the highest quality, following the storylines of the original Percy Jackson 5-book series, starting with The Lightning Thief in season 1, and rest assured that Becky, his wife, and I will be involved in person in every aspect of the show. And previously, you guys remember the Percy Jackson films were distributed by Fox with Logan Lerman as the titular character.
Yes. And honestly, I think that this is probably one of the best ways to do a series of books. I mean, if you have more than one book that you're trying to adapt, then yeah, turning it into a TV show, because then you can take your time with the characters, because there's so many things in the book that you're just like, if you're making a movie out of it, you got to be like, okay, we've got to cut this, cut this. Oh God, I really want to keep this, but that means we'd have to keep this, so cut it.
Yeah.
But in a TV show, especially something like for Disney Plus, you get to spend all of this time on these characters. And I mean, that's exactly what they're doing for the Wheel of Time series, is turn it into a show. I mean, turn it into a TV show on Amazon, and you get just so much more time to spend with these characters, which is what we really want to do.
Absolutely.
I worked at the theater when Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief came out, and then the sequel follow-up as well. And I remember, like, it was doing pretty well. Quite a bit of traffic. It was a family film. Now, granted, I never watched the movies beginning to end. I would go in and I'd watch a little bit of it and come out. And to me, it always kind of felt like, and I don't mean it in a negative way, CW meets Clash of the Titans.
A little, yeah.
Yes.
It did kind of have that vibe to
That's
it.
like a really good description.
Thank you. But when it comes down to it, like the CW side's what kind of kept it away from me, but the Clash of the Titans side is what I'm really interested in. And it was on the other day, and I watched the beginning with Sean Bean talking to, I think it was Poseidon, and they're talking about, the son that's going to end up taking the lightning, and, the teacher attacks him, Percy, and I'm like, this is something I could get into because of the lore aspects of it. So absolutely, you long form this thing, bring it back to the small screen, and I'm for it. Like, it's something I could get behind.
Yeah, I agree with the fact that, if you have a big, long series of books, that, when you do adapt it to a movie, there's only a lot of time that you have to create a movie to make it, worthwhile for, the studios and stuff. And you have to cut out a lot of stuff. So coming in and and it's perfect for Disney Plus. And I think that it'll bring a lot of people on board with Disney Plus that haven't decided, to go over that and get Disney Plus because, they love the books and they want to see it done right in a longer form. Like if, it's the same thing. If they did Game of Thrones in movies, there would probably be a ton of stuff that would have been cut out, and it would probably make sense. Whereas, you have the show, and it makes it more fulfilling.
Take your time, let it marinate.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's also so many other properties that would be handled so much better if they actually put them in this kind of a format. Like, what is it? Someone had mentioned on the chat a D&D movie. And I'm like, I love D&D, but you have to kind of put it into a world that you can truly explore with these characters, because that's what it's always been. That's what it's always about in a D&D game and format. Mm-hmm. It's about the adventurers. It's about the group. And you can't really do that in just one movie. Yeah. You have to be able to tell this world, this universe where all of these characters can come together, and some of them die, and then some of them get brought back. Some other people get brought into the story. So, I mean, that's the way to go for these long narrative storylines.
Dungeons and Dragons community episode. Everybody needs to watch that now.
Yes.
That's an amazing episode. The first one. I really like the second one, but either way, yes. Never played Dungeons and Dragons. Somebody asked that. I remember my friends playing Dungeons and Dragons. I never partook. I never played it either. I have trouble committing to the roles when it comes to the world. Like you said, the buy-in of the characters. You got to buy into who they are and the world they live in, and that's just something I just couldn't do. I also sucked at role playing at work when the boss would come around and make me try and sell them a camera. Like, I just couldn't do that. But absolutely, I could buy into this universe and these characters if they end up making it compelling to me. And Greek mythology is compelling to me.
Yeah, for sure. And would you guys want to see past cast members from the movie come back just to make a cameo? They obviously couldn't rephrase their character because they're so much older now. But we have Logan Lerman, Alexandra Daddario, who is like a huge star now. Nathan Fillion was in the second movie. What do you guys think?
Alexandra Daddario, are you kidding me? Of course I'd love to see her in there. Alexandra Daddario is amazing when it comes to where she came from, what she's done, and I think she deserves a little bit more credit than the pretty-looking girl in Baywatch,
they
you know?
Let's get Pierce Brosnan to come back to reprise his role. I mean, I feel like he could do it still.
Wasn't Uma Thurman in it too? Wasn't she Medusa?
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's been since I've seen the movie. I don't remember.
It's been a while.
Right.
I think you can characters like there's a lot of actors in the movie.
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to have just like a little nod or tip of the hat to see some of the original cast members. But I think for the most part, I think if they stick to what their world is going to be like and kind of just plow forward, I don't think it's a necessary thing. It'd be cute and cool to see, but not necessary.
For sure.
So real quick though, Rugged English said Cleopatra was a 6-hour movie. What is the longest you would be willing to sit in a theater? We've done the 6-hour movie. Apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, but sitting in a theater, the Batman trilogy, the Nolan trilogy, we sat in all three. I'd be willing to sit for long form sagas because the stories are so good. So it's just like binging, except you're sitting at home.
Yeah. I could do it if they gave us intermission.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I'm sure with the Batman, when you saw the Batman movies, you actually saw it was like first Batman. Okay, everyone go take a potty break, get some more popcorn, come back. Okay, second movie done. Go to the bathroom, come back.
Yeah.
And then, but if you're putting out like a 6-hour movie, you have to put an intermission in there.
Yeah.
Sure, but I'd be willing to sit there for it if it's good.
That you have now, like if it was like what the seats.
Oh yeah, if it's crappy seats, I ain't sitting there. Forget that.
Like no, we need the prime.
The ones without the stadium seating. Remember back in the day when we had like just a bare little incline, and then the seats didn't really go back at all.
And you hear the beer bottles clinking as they fall over and roll onto the front.
They roll all the way down.
We had that happen once.
I've had it happen multiple
I
times.
stuck in cans of soda all the time. So yeah, there'd be some time during the movie, my brother would deliberately like knock his can down and just roll all the way down.
Your brother was a troublemaker.
Oh yeah, like when we go, I remember we went to go see Arachnophobia in theaters when it came out. And of course, I was scared stiff because I had my feet up. I wasn't allowing anything to crawl up my legs. But my brother, we were pretty far in the back. He was taking popcorn and deliberately like lobbing them so they would go up and fall down on people to see them react.
Oh my god!
I love it.
Dick.
Would people like scream?
They jump.
Yeah.
And people thought it was just the movie.
I think you guys should do a retro reaction to Arachnophobia on your channel. We'll do ours too. I love Arachnophobia.
That'll be a hard one for me to sit through.
Wendy would be cringing.
I don't
Jeff
know.
Daniels is so good.
I forgot he's in that.
Jeff Daniels, right?
So good.
He's a comic relief.
Exactly.
Oh man, wow! It's been forever since I've seen just any clips from that movie.
Yeah.
It's just like, nope, no thanks.
I know the music like the back of my hand. I know that movie like the back of my hand. Schmodown, where's your Arachnophobia question?
Yeah, Schmodown, come on. Would you? It's like a classic cult, kind of like a cult classic horror movie.
That would be kind of cool if they did like a Schmodown on just horror kind of thing.
Feature features, yo. Yeah, let's do the feature features.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I have another Patreon question for you guys.
Do it.
And this one comes from Michael Oppenheimer, who wrote, in the before days, all of you, but Robert and Vanessa in particular, love to attend as many conventions as possible. What is one convention any of you were unable to attend but hope you'll still be able to someday?
Easy.
Star Wars Celebration.
Star Wars Celebration.
Same.
Same here.
Yeah.
I've never seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been dying to go too.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we missed the peak. The peak is kind of behind us until they make up more of the universe in the Star Wars series on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But going back and being there for that one trailer reaction for The Force Awakens when everybody lost their minds in the audience, that was when you should have been there.
Yeah.
That was the peak.
That was the peak.
Yeah.
That was the peak.
I think if I were to go now, I mean, I because we're all fans of Star Wars, so I wouldn't, I would definitely love to go just to kind of be in that atmosphere amongst fellow fans, just celebrating this fandom that we all love. But I think, like you guys said, we've missed the peak. So instead of going for like breaking news or announcements, because all of that is slightly more minor as opposed to like when, like the resurgence of Star Wars film happened, I think I go specifically to shop merch.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to have some of the coolest stuff there too. I mean, you're going to have like the geekiest of geeks there.
Yeah.
And they're going to have the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'd probably go there solely just to get a lot of really cool merch.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, though, because as big of fans as we are with The Mandalorian, that's all our money. All our money is on The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited for. That's what I'm chomping at the bit to see next is a trailer, that first trailer for season 2. That's how you're getting us back. Now that the series has been kind of put on, or at least the cinematic universe is put on hold for now.
Yeah. I do love The Mandalorian, but whenever they start coming back and they decide that, okay, we are ready to shoot.
Taika Waititi.
I love that guy.
Starting to shoot for Obi-Wan, if that's ever going to happen, I'm really excited for that. And
I'm excited for all of it because of what they've shown us with The Mandalorian, and whether it's actually happening or not. Filoni is the go-to. Favreau is the go-to. They finally trust these guys to kind of be the gatekeepers.
Yes.
So if they keep that, and Kennedy, you could keep running it. You found the guys that are going to run it for you.
Yep.
I'm happy.
And, I think that's going to be hopefully the next generation of Star Wars is not going to be the movies. It's going to be all the stuff that streams because there you get to have all of these in-depth stories. Let's say you botch one episode. One episode is just completely terrible. you still have the rest of the season to kind of hold it up to where even if you have a bad episode, you can be like, you know what, just get past this one episode and the rest are amazing.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Yep. Hey Mando, a lot of people don't like that episode, the one with the sniper in the desert in Mos Eisley, and not a whole lot happened with it, but I know it wasn't one of your favorites with Amy Sedaris and Ming-Na Wen. But I feel like if you connect that to the overall bigger story that's coming, who's the stranger that went and got Ming-Na Wen at the very end of the episode? Like if you connect that to what could be coming later, I'll be happy.
And I hope they bring in, especially with all of this criminal underworld, bring in Red Dawn, bring in the Pikes.
Yes.
Bring in the
Crimson Dawn and the Black Sun. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the topic of The Mandalorian, let's just go ahead and go to this topic because I had it prepped and ready. So this is, I mean, there's not much like details being revealed about this, except that Timothy Olyphant is going to appear in The Mandalorian season 2. So we don't really know who he's going to be playing, but he is going to raise up Tamora Morrison and Rosario Dawson maybe. And it's starting to sound like it's a very star-studded second season. Do you guys have any idea, like speculations on who he could possibly play or who you'd want him to play?
Ezra. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No, I literally thought the same thing. I was looking at his picture.
He could play grown-up Ezra. He could definitely pull that off.
He could. I don't know. I feel like if whoever he plays, as long as like it's a good fit for Timothy and that it keeps the story going, then I'm cool. Like it could be a new character, it could be a character that we've seen before. Either or. I mean, I'm just excited that Timothy Olyphant is coming to Mandalorian, especially, if you love him from Justified, he has like that Western type feel, and, the Mandalorian has that Western type feel to it too. So I think that he's a good fit.
Yeah.
Scream 2, Mickey. It was one of the things that I was kind of upset about, and I also love to death because he's bigger than the movie, in my opinion. But Mickey, Timothy Olyphant as Mickey in Scream 2 showed you he can have that villainous side. Justified shows you he can have that very strong steel side where he does kind of dark things, but at the same time, it gives him that heroic depth that you're looking for in terms of a character. But when it comes down to it, Santa Clarita Diet, holy crap, he is so physically comedic enabled in that show to the point where it's like, I love this guy. He is so good. He played the straight man as Danny Cordray in The Office, which also made him fun. But it shows that the man has depth. You put him in any character, I would prefer it to be a brand new character because that's what we're starting to get in this world of The Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. But yes, Timothy Olyphant as a brand new character in the world. And I'm starting to think, what if he's an Imperial? Which to me would be, holy crap, if he's an Imperial, I would be terrified of him.
Yeah.
But then you make him a freaking smuggler or a gunslinger of some sort. It's like, hell yeah, I could see that too. So wherever he goes, I'm excited for Timothy Olyphant.
And I don't think you could have too many gunslingers in this world of Mandalorian. Because the more the merrier.
Honestly, yes. I mean, I welcome the casting choice, and I kind of like that they're keeping us guessing a little bit. And maybe it's a good thing that we don't, as much as I do want to see like a grown up, older Ezra, and I think he would actually be really perfect. Like I was looking at his facial feature and everything else, and he could do it. Maybe we don't need to kind of shoehorn all of the Rebels characters in. It looks like we're going to get Ahsoka Tano. It looks like we may be getting Bo-Katan, in these. And it's like, how much is too much? How much do you really want to connect to what Filoni had done with Rebels? And how much do you want to leave it more of a mystery and let that kind of be its own property? Yeah. So kind of like what Robert said, I wouldn't mind seeing him as an Imperial officer, like at all.
That would be
that's
cool.
Frightening. That's actually frightening.
Scary.
Mr. Robinson, Alex Robinson says, please, for the love of the Force, no Ezra. Ezra is my least favorite Star Wars protagonist ever.
Hey, man, people didn't like Ahsoka Tano in the beginning either. It took a little bit of time to flesh that character out. So.
Yeah, it did. I remember when I first saw that movie cartoon, The Clone Wars. I
really didn't like Ahsoka.
It was us and our friends that went to go see it because we were like walking distance from a theater when it came out. So we just walked on over, and on our walk back, we were just like, oh my God, what did we just see? Why does this exist? And now Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Our old place that we live, where Late to the Party was birthed, you would look out our apartment window and there's AMC theaters. It was right there in the parking lot, literally, because we live next to the mall.
Really could just walk there.
We walked there. We would just walk through the bushes and we're there. But you can open the window and AMC, the building, the signs right there.
Had to put
and it was when Clone Wars came out. It was when Clone Wars came out. That's when I worked there. So I get you, man. I'm right there with you. I felt the same way when I saw that movie.
Yeah. That's amazing. Adam is also here in the chat who says, hey guys, it's Adam. Timothy Olyphant, great casting for The Mandalorian. Can't wait to see where it leads. Let's see. Okay.
I just can't wait for to see where season 2 leads.
Yeah.
The whole season, not just about Timothy Olyphant, but about everything. There's been so much talk. I'm just so excited. And the fact that the filming got no effect by
the pandemic,
that they were 100% done by the time 100% done filming by the time everything shut down. I'm like, yes, we don't have to wait for it.
I guess the Force, like that's really, really awesome. Cause I was like, yes, something stayed on schedule. We're still going to get it in October, which is really, if you look at it, we're halfway through May. It's not that far away.
I'm really curious who the jerk is that's leaking everything, though. That's telling us all these damn castings.
They leaked Ahsoka. They leaked a whole bunch.
Somebody is like real bored. I got home with like the COVID. They're just kind of like, I guess I could vague text somebody about something and then it blows up. And, like I could just see like certain emails going out from Lucasfilm. Who was talking to the press? Stop. Just stop.
And then just like not saying anything. Everyone's sending all these emails. Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? We're just not going to say anything.
Yeah. No comments. Plead the fifth.
As reactors, I mean, those are the highlights of the episodes that we watch is when somebody is debuting. Like Mark Hamill, I would have loved to not know Mark Hamill in the last episode. Yeah. But everybody was out there telling us, Mark Hamill's in the next episode.
I got it because Entertainment Weekly posted something about it. I'm like, I would have been nice to not know that he was in this episode.
Right.
How awesome was it, though, to see Mark Hamill in What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh, so good.
You want to see how awesome we thought it was? Check out the reaction. What We Do in the Shadows, available on our channel.
And I love the fact that he had this long white hair, but then it was tucked underneath his
hair.
One human alcohol martini, please. An aristocrat. I like that.
Beer, they're like, refreshing. Because they get sick from having
Jackie Daytona. Guys, everybody in the comment section, watch What We Do in the Shadows, please. Yes. So good.
It's so good.
So worth it.
Keep watching it because we definitely want a third season.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I want to get to our last topic because then I also want to get to have the chat ask you guys any questions that they may want to ask. So if you guys in the chat want to go ahead and start putting them in now, we'll get to them. So our last topic, of course, we had to talk about it because people were asking us about it. Robert Pattinson talked about in an interview with GQ, and it's just kind of like a very off the cuff, kind of like a comment from Robert Pattinson. He says, and this is all because it's during lockdown. He said, I'm barely doing anything. And he's talking about his Batman workout routine. And he even went on to say, I think to him it's more about it's more than just working out to fit that image of Batman. He said that even through George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and they all have their particular takes on this iconic character, and that he believes that there's still more grounds to cover. So how do you guys take his comments? Do you think it's serious? In the past, he likes to troll the press. He's got that very dry humor. And how do you guys want to see this version of Batman?
I mean, I'm kind of just wanting to go in kind of with like a fresh,
She's been watching Twilight recently. That's no joke.
It's not a joke. I watched Twilight the other day.
Twilight, that's my favorite one out of the 4.
Yeah, because they were on Freeform, and I was like, you know what? I haven't watched these in a while. Let me see. Let's watch these. But anyway, yeah. So just a fresh take on it because a lot of things that people have been saying now, you can be taking out of context. We haven't seen the movie yet. We don't really know, like, in the way that he's going to portray Batman. We have our own Batman that we see. And so that's probably why people are so like, wait, why are you not doing the way that I want Batman to be in my mind, you know? Yeah. So I think that's where people are kind of, you know, trying to, you know, take it out of context. But I mean, I'm excited to see how he does Batman.
Okay, so Robert Pattinson could pick up a piece of trash on the sidewalk and develop a 6-pack abs. Like, that dude can develop his body into a stallion just by fucking picking up the damn mail. Sorry. I know it's over the top, but going and getting the mail, Robert Pattinson will probably be like this god, versus someone like me that does it for weeks or months at a time and nothing happens. So yeah, dude, Pattinson, he'll take up this regiment that'll take like 3 weeks, and before you know it, he is Batman ready. So I think somebody like that, he's got no problem. It doesn't matter to him. He's going to be able to be Batman in any way, shape, or form the second they say you got to go ahead. So these people drop weight, pick up weight almost instantly when it comes to roles. So Christian Bale himself went from The Machinist to Batman Begins almost in no time at all. So I think
that's true.
Yeah,
he's gonna be fine.
I think it's more so how he played. For me personally, how he's gonna portray Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yes.
More so than the way he's gonna portray Batman.
Yeah.
What I'm really hoping is that they're going to be focusing less on like the superhero aspect of Batman and more on like the detective part of Batman, because that's something that we've seen like little dabbles of, and little, you know, they might put a little flavor in there, but we haven't seen like the Sherlock Holmes version of Batman. I mean, that's what Ra's al Ghul calls Batman. He calls him detective, because he is just to be able to show Batman's brilliant mind. And that is actually his main primary weapon in every situation, is how he's able to outthink, outmaneuver, and just being able how to outsmart other people and the villains, and being able to like, what is that called? When you like a murderer and they have the profile.
Yeah.
Profile people so well is something that they've just really haven't done. Yeah. And that's when they got Robert Pattinson in, I was actually very excited about. I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're gonna, because he is that kind of deep, dark actor, kind of, you know, kind of like a Christian Bale. And so I'm really hoping that's the direction that they take him in. And true, I mean, Robert Pattinson is not like out of shape. It's not going to take him that long to get good enough into shape that a suit can't cover it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to go in there with like, you know, a little bit of a pudgy belly or anything.
Well, the thing with Robert Pattinson is that his body type is he's tall and he's lean.
Yes.
Right. So for people who are lean, and people forget that it's not just like, all right, Robert, you better hit the gym. It's like, no, they hire people to put him on a specific diet for his specific body type that'll lean him out and muscle him out. Like, people forget that, you know, for movie stars, they go through these intense training. It's not like, just go here, maybe try it out. I don't know, like lift the dumbbell and do some push-ups and see where you can get to. No, they have a whole team surrounding him to do this. So it's harder for him to want to feel motivated right now, because we're all during lockdown. It's like, I'm not motivated to do anything. I want to sit on my couch and just like eat potato chips. So he's at least still sticking to his, some of his diet, which is better than I can say for us. So it's just like what you guys said, like it'll take him, because he's so lean, it'll take him at least 3 weeks, I think, to start seeing like definition results. And to like bulk somebody up like that, I don't think it's going to be hard. It just really depends on what this version of Batman is. Do we want him super beefy like Affleck? And let's not forget, Affleck already was a big guy prior to even getting more beefed up. He's so tall, he's wider. So of course that makes sense that he was like the beefiest Batman out of all the other Batmans.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that it doesn't really matter what the body or physique looks like underneath in terms of wearing that outfit. Because look at Michael Keaton, man. There's like one scene with him without a shirt and he's hanging up upside down, far away from the camera, facing the other direction. Like that's the only time you get him really without a shirt in the original 84 Batman. Yep. So when it comes to 84, 88, 87, 89 movie release dates is not my strong suit, but I corrected it.
Showdown points.
Absolutely. But when it comes to Michael Keaton, come on, man. He's short, he's small, he's thin. Like, he is Batman, and he did a damn good job as Bruce Wayne as Batman, too. So no problem. Ain't no problem there when it comes to Pat. See, he understands that there's more to it than just, he's got to look good.
Yeah. You have to be committed in so many factors as an actor, and you got to get in the headspace of Bruce, not just Bruce Wayne, but Batman. And physicality, like you have to kind of adopt that. So there's a lot of work, and he's got time. I say he's got time.
And Blake GTR said he's getting paid millions to stay in shape. I 100% get it, but he's also being paid millions to give us a compelling Batman. Yeah. That's what I care about more than him standing there in a couple scenes without a shirt on, like Christian Bale doing the push-ups. That's really the only time you get it, is him getting out of bed and falling and doing push-ups. Really? Like,
you didn't help him lift the log.
Couldn't even lift a bloody log.
Yeah, I think the whole thing with an actor, when you're hired to do a job, I believe that the final product will be good, especially with Robert Pattinson. If you look at his commitment to some of his other roles past Twilight, I think mentally he's fully committed. I think this is going to be a very different type of a role, big action role, big blockbuster role, something he hasn't taken in a long time. Mm-hmm. And I think he'll deliver. I think we just got to wait and see. I try not to judge. Honestly, when I read the interview, I was like, yeah, okay. Like, it didn't really bother me, but I can see why it would, not sit well with people.
Especially some big super fans.
Yeah. But I think all I want is the final product to look good. And I'll be happy with that.
And also, when you're on set, you're doing these action scenes, you're doing these all of this motion, and you're doing all this training. You're going to naturally get into better shape.
Exactly.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So especially if you're just
that we really have to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not worried whatsoever.
Really quick, I just want to get to a super chat from JB Sports Radio, who writes, "Thank you, by the way, for the super chat. Read the Men's Health article on RPATs about Batman. I have not. Have you guys?"
There's a
no. I'm assuming that's where this whole conversation came from, and his follow-up comment was saying, you already talked about this, so I think that's what he's referring to.
I see. I feel like I have to read it because I know a lot of people refer back to the GQ article, so now I kind of want to go back and kind of read that one, so I'll read
I know one of the big quotes that they pulled from the article was, I think if you're working out all the time, you're part of the problem. So, I mean, it definitely does have to do with, like, you're fixated on this, the sex appeal, the visual imagery. There's more to it when it comes to, under the surface. I think that's what Pat's is talking about. But other than that, I agree. It ain't about the visuals in terms of, like, his six pack. It's Batman. He's wearing a muscle freaking armor on. So, I mean, it's fine. He got bat nipples in like two of the movies.
Remember the bat credit card?
Oh my God!
Don't leave home without it.
Put it on the top, and then all of a sudden, it was Batman. I think he turns around and you get a shot of his bat butt.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy that.
It could be that. You know?
I love Alicia Silverstone, but when they did it to her, it just felt so cringe to me. I don't know, man.
Oh yeah.
That's why I can't back up Batman and Robin, but I'll fight Batman forever till the day I die. I love it.
They should put you guys on movie fights.
They should.
We can fight that movie.
Put a word in for us.
Yeah, you can fight that.
We have a question from Jack Robbins, who writes, "What is your favorite movie of 2019?
What happened last year?
I think my favorite movie, more so because of the experience going to the theater to watch it, and that epic battle at the end But it's got to be Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, that was a movie that honestly you had to see in theaters. When all of the superheroes come out against Thanos, the portals, and everyone in the theaters just like, yeah! I mean, literally losing their minds.
Yeah.
I was there. I was losing my mind as well. I was screaming. I was standing. I was like, woo! And just that kind of enthusiasm, that's what the theater is for. People standing up and chanting Rocky. You know, when the Hulk comes out in the first Avengers and starts smashing Loki.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And everyone missed it because everyone was laughing so hard. Those are the movies that just make the cinema. Wow.
Yeah, and for 2019, for me, I mean, one of the cinematic ones that won me over, like, this is beautiful. I felt like Belloc at Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's beautiful. 1917, cinematically, that one take, one shot mentality, beginning to end. It's just so well done. The music, so well done. But for me, the one that I really came away with, as I loved, it was Joker. I loved Joker so much. And I know Alexander Robinson is not a very big fan of Joker. That's why I love him, because we can combat and have different opinions. But for me, there were so many things just well done about Joker that it walked away as one of my favorite movies of 2019.
You know what I really liked about Joker? Wasn't necessarily just the movie-going experience, which it was good. I loved the conversations that came out of that movie, because there were so many things that would connect our real life to comic books, and how there's so many things that just perfectly clicked. And when you sat down and thought about it, you're just like, wow, that is so deep. And that was something that I really liked about Joker, was the conversations that I would have with some people afterwards.
Is that your favorite movie of 2019?
I don't know if I could pick.
Really, too many?
There's too many, because I even really liked Parasite.
That's
I'm pretty sure that's your favorite as well.
So good. I've seen it, I think, like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, it's excellent. When it won the Oscar, I wish we had taped our reaction to it, because we don't normally sit there with the camera and react to long form stuff, just because I don't have the patience to.
Oh.
Hey, you.
Oh, sorry.
Yes!
Navi, not our table.
Navi, what was your favorite movie of 2019?
All of them. The ones with mommy and daddy in it. Yeah.
Hawaiian King.
Oh, I thought they were. Because they're movie stars in my life.
Oh my God.
Internet.
You got Jojo Rabbit. You got Spider-Man Far From Home. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep. Yeah. Parasite was a top for me. I remember seeing it at TIFF, and I was like, what the heck did I just watch? I need to watch it 50 more times. It's just so different. It's just really different than anything else I had seen in a long time. And I've been a fan of Bong Joon-ho's for a while. Like, I really like Snowpiercer. I thought Okja was all right. I wouldn't say it's my favorite of his films, but I liked it okay. Yeah.
Paul Dano. I love Paul Dano, but Okja.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Okja was the first one that I watched of Bong Joon-ho. It's the first one, then eventually it was Parasite, then it was The Host. Because I went for
Snowpiercer.
And Snowpiercer. Actually, you know what? You're right.
Snowpiercer's the first one.
Snowpiercer's the first one for me. I completely forgot he did Snowpiercer.
And someone put in when Wendy was scrolling through Knives Out. That was I was like, what is this gonna be?
And the Ryan Johnson clan coming. They're storming the comment section right now. The Taylor Robinsons and the PJ Campbells are out there coming in.
Oh no! Why, they didn't like it?
Oh, they love it, but it's like Ryan Johnson is there. It's like that with that one GIF of what's his name from. They hold him up.
I think another one of my favorites, like if we're talking about like smaller movies, is Little Women. I really like the
Greta Gerwig
version of Little Women a lot.
And I loved Lady Bird the year before. So, yeah, that one is also one that she kept talking about after it was all over.
Yeah, I really like that one, too, because I was like, how many more times can they remake this book into a movie? Sure. And I like the fresh take on it. I like the different, like, little time jumps that they did. I was like, well, this is interesting.
Yeah. Right.
I do like
that very much. And we have also another question. This is from Rugged English, who writes, hey, late to the party, who is your favorite movie couple? And movie couple, what is your favorite party movie?
That's a good question, man.
Party our favorite movie couple?
Sure.
Like in real life?
Yeah, cinematic movie couple. Rose and Jack.
Yeah.
Party movie.
A party movie. I don't know if I've. What ways? What
The Hangover.
Hangover. Didn't you like Booksmart? I mean, that's kind of a party movie.
Yeah, it's kind of a party movie. They went to a a party, so I would, but I don't know. That's more than just like they're like out partying. That's why I thought the Hangover. Or what's the movie with? I just watched it. End of the World.
Oh yeah.
This is the end.
Is the end.
Thank you.
World's End.
Or which one? There's so many.
It's like This Is the End with like Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Yes, that's the one. I like that one a lot because it started off as a party and then it was just all went downhill. Yeah.
Yeah, that one is a good one.
I would say that my favorite movie couple is hold on, I'm trying to get their names. I know the actors, but I want to get their character names to make it accurate. Okay, got it. Rick and Debbie from Bachelor Party. So I'm telling you, these comedy movies that I absolutely loved growing up was like just ingrained in me as a child. And Tom Hanks as Rick in Bachelor Party, and his love is overflowing love and will never do anything to upset Debbie in Bachelor Party. Like, I don't know why. Like, that was one of the couples growing up. It was like, man, they're solid. It's good. Like, you could approach it not so serious, but yet be in a connected relationship with somebody that is powerful to the point of having a really good time, like Bachelor Party. So yes, Tawny Katane and Tom Hanks, Bachelor Party.
Yeah, Rose and Jack are both my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice.
Thanks.
Nice. I like that. That was a really good made me think. I was like, I don't know. What classifies as a party movie?
I know it's always one of those questions that you wish you had a little bit more time to kind of like double check and research, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, trying to get it off the top of your head is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Old School would be another good party movie.
Oh, earmuffs. That was such a good one. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us and giving up like an hour plus of your time today to hang out. It's so good to see your faces because seriously, the last time we saw you guys in person was last year, almost a year ago for Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
I know, right? It's been such a long time. And I mean, we've all been so damn busy since then.
I know, it feels like it's been longer than that too.
And it's kind of sad, we don't get to experience it once again this year, but we're making do. We're figuring out ways to bring the content to everybody in the comment section, everyone who comes and watches. So thanks for bringing us into the movie couple live stream.
And with that said, where can everybody find you all over the internet?
Well, you can do the thing
on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust, all at Late to the Party.
The social networking gin joints, you know where they are.
And they're listed right below too. I think I got them right. So officially Late to the Party is their Instagram and Late to the Party 11 is their Twitter.
And if you just search Late to the Party, you'll find us.
Yep.
That's one of the cool things about coining names like the movie couple and Late to the Party. That wasn't really a popular name. I mean, that's why and they're interchangeable between us and you. That's what I love about it. Exactly. We're the movie couple, and you are also late to the party.
We're always late to the party, even during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
You do your best.
We try. We try. Because sometimes time just get away from us, and I'm like, oh, crap. Right. I didn't edit this. I was supposed to do it yesterday. I was supposed to do it 2 days ago. Oh, well.
And that's why we're Ravenclaws, and they're Hufflepuffs.
Well, you guys, make sure you guys check out Late to the Party at all the mentioned platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff. Check them out. They make awesome content, and make sure you support them on their Patreon for even more exclusive content. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Miss you guys.
Miss you guys.
Love you.